my favorite words. Last month, the Oxford English Dictionary announced that the heart has become the first graphical symbol to enter its dictionary. You probably know that the heart means love. But I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl, and I prefer my words to have letters in them. There are over 645 different ways to use the word run. When you find that out, you realize that most of the 250,000 English words have no chance. That's why 90% of written English uses only 7,000 words. But I am a word nerd, and I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorites. When I was first asked to do a presentation for Nerd Night, this is the word that came to mind, pusillanimous. I'd like you to say it with me, pusillanimous. It's a wonderful, beautiful word. It has 4 syllables and it sounds gorgeous. But if that doesn't work for you, try one of these. You can be wimpy, you can be yellow-bellied, you can be craven. Many of these words use biological words to help us to remember what it is that we're talking about. But one of my favorite words, which no one ever seems to know, is the word wibble. Wibble. My husband gives up the word wibble every year for Lent. He doesn't say the word wibble for 40 days and 40 nights. The word is actually used originally in a British cartoon called Viz. But it's most well known for its use by Captain Blackadder in the TV series Blackadder Goes Forth. To avoid going over the top of the trenches in the First World War, he put a pair of underpants on his head and 2 pencils, 1 for each nostril, and he said the word wibble in response to every question that he was asked, thus proving that he was indeed mad and therefore qualified to go over the top. Fecund. I remember the first time I ever read this word. I was 12 years old. I was convinced I found a new swear word. It sounds obscene. There's the F and there's the CUN. That suggests that this might be a word that your mother wouldn't want you to say. Defenestrate. I love this word because it's so specific. To throw someone out of a window. Say it with me. Defenestrate. You're telling me, okay, that's a great word, but I'm never ever going to have the opportunity to use it. You will. In 1618, the 2 regions of Bohemia were thrown out of the window of the council room of the castle of Prague. They were defenestrated. Fortunately, they landed in manure and nobody was killed, but it was the beginning of the 30 Years' War. All you need to do is introduce this history into your conversation and you can use the word defenestrate. Lenticular. Words don't need to be too obscure in order to be wonderful. If circular means shaped like a circle, then lenticular means shaped like a lentil. And you don't just have to use it for lentils. There's a particular kind of cloud called the lenticular cloud, which is formed when warm air rises over a hill and creates a beautiful lentil-shaped cloud. It's been the subject of many a UFO sighting. And gliders call it a Lenny and they love it. Then we have louche. Louche. This is from the French word for squinting. Although quite what squinting has to do with bad but exciting behavior, I have no idea. But this word was gifted to me by a friend at university and I have tried to use it as many times as possible ever since. It could be applied to one of the most popular parts of London, Soho. But as residents in Phnom Penh, we don't need to look so far in order to use the word louche. There are probably streets not too far from this venue for which this would be a suitable description. Ne'er-do-well. Ne'er-do-well. The apostrophe is replacing a V. This word means never do well. Never do well. And it's a wonderful word that kind of conjures up Dickens and street urchins and pickpockets. And if you don't like this word, there are many other words that you can use to abuse the people that you arrived with. Try scallywag or rascal. Try sluggard or loafer. Try it on the person sitting next to you, see what their faces look like. and turvy is from a medieval verb which means to topple or turn over. It's much, much better than head over heels, which frankly makes no sense, because your head is normally above your heels. This is a very old word. One of the first recordings of this word was in 1555 in a translation of exploration stories of Central and South America, including Christopher Columbus's adventures. This word is far too old and has too much pedigree to go out of use. Globular. Words don't have to have very exciting meanings in order to be wonderful. Just say it. Globular. Globular. It makes your mouth sound like the thing that you are describing. Sadly, only a few of my favourite words could make it into this presentation. But I would like to give you an idea of the hairy, of the easily angered. I'd like to give you an example of the slapdash. I'd like to give you an idea of the word that sounds like truth and the word that denies the truth. Now you may think that I have been a flyerologist during my speech to you, but I hope that I've excited you about the possibilities of the English language, and I urge you to look further than the 7,000 words that we normally use.